Welcome back to another First and the 15th hosted by myself, Damelari. Today we're going to be talking about Prince. In an era marked by hyper individualism, supplication and admiration, offers an ancient countercultural truth, and that truth begins with surrender. Reality drift is more than a painting, it's an imprint of what it feels like to be in the flow, created in a burst of pure instinct. Preacher Choir Congregation is a visual philosophy on sacrifice and solidarity. Breaking Past Limiters is a study in emotional gravity and how connection both lifts and weighs us down. Remember, rent is also always, rent is always due. We gotta switch out. Perfect. Not really, but we live. But yeah, man, this is reality drift. Look at it. Reality drift is the second cutest of all my paintings. Second cute of that I'm selling. It is so symmetrical. Do you know what I mean? It's got like the diametric opposition. It's got this contemporary leaning thing. And it also has this. There is no right way round with this painting. And that is one thing that I wanted to do when I made it. But yeah, this is the true intent. This is when I talk about fun. That was just fun. I think that was probably the first painting made for fun. And I bet that is the best way to start this, because I drafted Reality Drift, found the canvas and painted it all within a span of days. Usually I meditate on a piece. I take like weeks or months or whatever it is, and I paint it. Reality Drift is a landmark shift, right? And of the human mind and consciousness. And what I learned from Reality Drift is that trust in myself and trust in the process, and it became a watershed moment that I can trust my instincts. And while I'm making paintings, I can just go for it, and it can come out like I pictured it. It came out like I pictured it. It's crazy. I believe it was 3 days. It took me 3 days. It usually, like with Adura Magba, 20 days it took me to do that. That meditation, that conscious, you know what I'm saying? Watch the video. I'll leave it in the cards, I think. But yeah, understanding reality drift isn't just about philosophy. It's about the actualization of a concept and understanding quality and the concept of mind that I can make something in the same week and it can be valuable and it can still be quality even though it was made like in a rapid succession, I guess. You can say I painted it within a day, but yeah, like how long a painting takes doesn't really matter fairly. It's just that it's a matter of skill. Do you know what I mean? But that's one thing that reality just taught me, is that I can make something that I want precisely. And it's like so interesting that I have these two, right? They were probably drafted in and around the same time, but this took me a year to do. Adura Magba, it took me a year to do. Reality Drift took me 3 days. Literally, I believe I finished almost a month to the day that I drafted Adura Magba. Like, I have the notes of when I first drafted it, and I do believe it's a month out. So it's 11 months to a year that it took me to do that. But yeah, the grey reference neutrality, and the two forms represents balance and reflection. And I'm reflecting back on myself in a neutral manner, and I can embrace my own concepts and not need to second guess myself. Painting with confidence, trusting my previous process, and trusting my concepts, letting them all exist in the way that they should. So when you're talking about constant action and the flow of creativity and rhythm, and it just takes hold of you, that's probably part of the realest things that I could say. Sorry about that. That's one of the realest things. Shout out to Reality Drift, man. I get, because I know, yeah, that I get so in my depths, I get so conscious and methodical, and I understand that that loses people. And the contrast to that is that I open myself up, and it's just pure tantalization of this most fun thing that I'm enjoying and having. It's the most succulent feeling, and when that feeling passes, is okay. But because I'm so present in the moment, it feels like it lasts forever, and a day can just pass by. That if it takes me a day to paint something, like especially with Adora Magba, it's like it works really well for me when I'm painting it. Like I remember when I was doing Adora Magba and even Reality Drift, right? I didn't want the time to end. I didn't want the time to end. But you know, it must come to pass. It must come to pass. I love like the contra flow here, because like literally it took me 11 months to do that, and less than 72 hours to do this. So yeah, man. But yeah, in the instance of this, I can have all my waking hours be euphoric, and I can go to bed peaceful knowing that I'm having fun. The after effect is creating something that is infused with energy. Reality shifts to live with fun without chasing the dragon of temptation of a high and having it become naturally to you. Having all of this stuff come naturally to me is important. I accidentally was touching the wire. But yeah, man. Reality Drift is more than a painting. It's an imprint of what it feels like to be in the flow. Created in a burst of pure instinct. And this limited edition print captures a moment of quiet power. When the artist trusts the process, follows the rhythm, neutral but alive, abstract yet grounded, Reality Drift speaks to anyone seeking balance, clarity, and a deeper relationship with their creative pulse. Bring this piece into your space. As a reminder, the best things happen when we let go of the noise and let the current guide us.